Alternative sweeteners. I'm a fan of agave. Anybody try agave in here? Okay. Hard to travel with it on the road. So here's my favorite alternative sweeteners. Erythritol. Anybody ever use erythritol? Okay. How about xylitol? Xylitol. It's great. They dissolve well in hot, but not in cold, just kind of like regular sugar is. There's a chapter in my book on xylitol, so that's a good place to get some more information. But I've really become a fan of erythritol. These are terrible names for food. It makes it sound like some guy is in a lab and he's been in there for years, trying to create these terrible things. But these are actually a derivative of birch bark and raspberries and a lot of different naturally occurring sugars that have been put together in a lab to be a powdered sugar, just like a regular sugar you'd get at a supermarket. So I do travel with my alternative sweeteners. As much as I would like to tell you I'm a perfect nutritionist and I never eat sugar, I do have a sweet tooth and I like my coffee sweet. I use real half and half in my coffee and I put a little agave or honey or something in it to sweeten it up. So when I'm on the road, it's those little things like that that make me feel like I'm home and that I'm still having my comfort food. So again, whatever it takes for you to feel more comfortable on the road, I highly recommend you grabbing those things and getting the travel size. Vitamin D. So who lives in a dark climate in the winter? Is anybody? I know all my Seattle people. Is anybody here from Arizona? Because you could actually leave right now and come back in 10 minutes. So vitamin D, I'm a huge, huge fan of vitamin D. I moved to Seattle 6 years ago from California, and I never even thought about sunshine or vitamin D. I moved here, I got depressed, I gained about 10 pounds, had no energy, constant brain fog. I just exhausted all the time. No amount of sleep could ever wake me up. And if somebody sneezed in a car driving by, I got it. Honestly, like my immune system was just kaput. And I went and got my vitamin D tested, and I didn't even register on the blood test. My vitamin D was so low, and I had never even thought about taking vitamin D. So at that time, the government recommendation was, I think, 600 international units of vitamin D daily. So I don't recommend a low amount of vitamin D. I actually recommend a pretty high amount based on a lot of research that is out in the world right now. 2,000 international units seems to be the gold standard right now with most research. When you take vitamin D and you take it on a regular basis, or you get 20 to 30 minutes of sunshine on your skin daily. I know, so it's probably not gonna happen for a lot of us, but in the summer, I really don't even take vitamin D because I want my body to continue to make it naturally, and I just kind of want to give my body a break from taking supplements. If I don't need it, I don't want to take it. I'm not a nutritionist that has my clients taking 10 supplements a day. So vitamin D is a great thing when I'm no longer getting sunshine on my skin. So most research has found that 2,000 international units a day is enough to lower cancer risk, lower MS risk, multiple sclerosis, and boost your immune system to the point that you should not get any colds and flu. Okay, so 2,000 international units a day is the gold standard. Now, you can take too much, but you would have to take a lot. We're talking about maybe 50,000 to 100,000 international units daily for months. I highly recommend getting a vitamin D test. Not right now because we're still, last vestiges of summer. So you're not going to be at a level where your doctor's going to say, oh my gosh, you really need to supplement. The lowest levels in your body are going to be the end of January, beginning of February. So I recommend maybe end of November, maybe beginning of December, go in, get your blood test. It's part of most physicals now. When they draw blood and they do cholesterol, they'll do vitamin D, but you might want to just say, hey, I just want to make sure you're going to be doing this. But if you get it done in November, you can kind of head off any problems at the pass. You don't want to get to the point where you have, like I did with the brain fog and the tired all the time. These are all direct correlations to low levels of vitamin D. So the brain fog, the fatigue, the sleeping a lot, just in general, not having a lot of energy. So again, 2,000 international units is kind of the gold standard with the research right now. Question in the back?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm not even supposed to take calcium that has vitamin D in it. And that's actually an oncologist because they're saying for breast cancer, there's a happy medium.
There is a happy medium.
And the 2000, I mean,
Would probably be too much for you.
it would have been way over.
Yeah, and that's why that blood test is so important. I don't want you to just take this advice and then run out and start taking, 10,000 international units of vitamin D a day, but most of us are going to get a physical every year, and if you haven't had it in a while, I just really recommend that you do that sometime November, December. Get that blood test, and your physician can really talk you through what level you should be at. There's some really interesting research that has found if you keep your vitamin D level in your blood at about 55, you can cut your breast cancer and colon cancer risk by between 40 and 50%. There's not any pill on the market that can do that. And that research has been replicated repeatedly for the last 5 to 10 years. So again, that's why the vitamin D test is becoming so popular. Again, I travel with it. I don't really do that in the summer, but I will take it with me on the road. And if I'm about to hop on a flight, I almost always take vitamin D a couple of hours before because I feel like that's going to build up my immune system while I'm on the flight. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, so you are not going to want to just have an apple and then take a handful of vitamins. There's no fat in the apple. The vitamins really like the fat. It has to have fat in your stomach. So what I would probably do is maybe have one of these bars, or I'd have a handful of almonds and an apple, and then I'd take my vitamins. So vitamins really need a good base for them to really get broken down in your small intestine and in your stomach. Okay, vitamin D questions. I know that was kind of a lot to throw at you. Yes?
Is it vitamin D or vitamin D3?
Vitamin D3. Yeah, vitamin D4 and vitamin D2 has been out in various iterations for a while, but they're pretty much all off the market now because most people realize the vitamin D3 is the best one. So check your labels, but most that are sold in good stores are, yeah.